Hey there gardeners, let's have a chat about gloves because I feel like this is probably a topic that many gardeners are struggling with because we've only been at our property for about 2 years, just over 2 years now, and I have gone through an enormous amount of gardening gloves. And most of the gloves that I'm buying are, I wouldn't say super premium, but they're the quality leather gloves and they are wearing out very, very quickly. And I'm not trying to call out a specific brand here because I've had issues with everything I've bought. To give you a little bit of an idea, we've got these hydro hide gloves here and we've got holes in the fingertips. Like as you can see, quite a significant hole. Now, I did like these gloves. They were nice and comfortable. Certainly, it's really hot here in summer, so the fabric over the back of the hands, very appreciated for keeping the temperature a little bit more normalized. Obviously, we've got reinforced knuckles, reinforcements across the top of the fingers as well. And like overall, a good construction. But I tell you what, I've worn through the leather on a couple of those fingers quite quickly. Now, I reckon I've probably had, not of this particular brand, but of this kind of glove, I've probably had 6 or 8 pairs, and that's how many I've gone through in 2 years, just to give you an idea of how quickly I'm going through them. So it's not like I've had one set of gloves and I'm going, oh, it's failed after 2 years of pretty heavy use. We're talking about some pretty frequent replacement of gloves. Now, these are a Gardol natural leather, more of a rigger's glove, I think these are called. And these are cheaper, generally speaking. You can buy packs of multiples of these for a reasonable price. They're probably still like $7 or $8 a pair. And this one does not have any damage in it. These are a little bit less comfortable than these more premium gloves. These ones don't have holes in them, but I have worn through quite a few of these as well. So I gotta say, people might say, well, just buy those kind of cheaper leather gloves, all leather glove. And obviously being all leather, that is actually quite good in some circumstances if you're pulling prickles and stuff like that. There's no soft spot in the glove that it's easier for a prickle to get through. Not that they're the heaviest duty. However, I've got plenty of these with holes in the fingers as well, where they've just worn through. We've got our Cyclone Landscaper gloves. Again, we've got some holes in those fingertips as well, which those have worn through. Again, a nice comfortable glove. From kind of the wearing them side of things, quite happy until the failure happens, and that's when obviously I'm left feeling a little bit upset. And I mean, most of these gloves are in pretty good condition, except for just, you know, like the hole on the finger, where obviously that is a high impact point or a high abrasion point because that's what you're really using. But obviously disappointing that they're wearing through in a lot of these on those really quite leathery sections. So yeah, and then this was a slightly different one. This was the Safety Extra glove, nice high-vis glove. So as you can imagine, probably good if you're working somewhere where that's important. And these again, like a full leather palm, which I like, reinforcement over the back of the hand, but we've got a big hole in the leather of the fingertips. And again, paying $20 to $30 for a set of gloves, which on the gardening scale of things, that's a slightly more expensive glove. I come from a motorcycling background. Motorcycle gloves are quite a bit more. However, you'd probably pick up like a basic, very basic leather glove for about 60 bucks, 60 to 80 bucks. And I would just expect these to last a little bit longer. We also have some slightly different options. So this is a Master Finish dry wet oil trade tough glove. Again, I just brought this as a bit of a example of kind of more of a tradies glove, I would say. And these have a rubberized palm on them. Obviously good breathability on the backside. However, one of the things about these compared to a leather gardening glove, these just don't offer that same level of protection. They're quite good for feel, but the leather is quite important unless you've got a really heavy rubberized palm, because if I'm grabbing something with spikes or anything like that, these are just, they're not offering that same level of protection. I haven't had these wear out in the same way as the other gloves, but I also don't really wear them that much in the garden. So I don't know that that's a fair comparison. Now, what I've actually done is I've gone and bought some new gloves. I'm an extra large in gloves, so that does limit my choices just a little bit. and I'm trying a couple of different options. So 2 of these are from the same brand. These are from Mechanics with an X Wear, Fast Fit, and we'll have a proper look at these. I did give them a bit of a try on, and so I think these were between the $20 and $30 mark. Obviously these are a bit more on the premium end of things, and they have a cable tie holding them together there. And so we have, these are actually quite a light glove, and they've got a nice leather palm. They've got a slightly different material on the edges of those fingers. I'll be interested to see how those go, because some of the gloves that I've had that I didn't show you have actually failed where the leather and the fabric joins. So this is the Mechanics Wear, what are they calling this? The Fast Fit Leather Garden Protection Glove. And that's a nice kind of fit, nice kind of feel. And I'm hoping that these go a little bit better than some of the other gloves that I have used, because these were a little bit more expensive. Couple of notes about these. These are the Fast Fit, I believe. They have this nice little tab here, which means that when you're pulling them on, you're less likely, and I'm hoping that's well reinforced in there, hopefully you're less likely to damage the glove and to tear this fabric section. That is a failure point on gloves, where you're pulling them on and obviously there's no reinforcement there. So that is a good sign. I can feel the seams on the inside. It's not uncomfortable, but I can feel them compared to the other gloves I've worn. And these are noticeably lighter, and that makes them a little bit more comfortable. But obviously we'll have to see whether the wear is good on those. So that is just a little point. And also they've got a much more breathable material in some of the sections, and then like a more reinforced material on the fingers, and then again more breathable and a bit padded on the back. So quite an interesting design. Be interesting to see how these go. So we're going to give those a try. We're also going to give, from the same brand, again, the Mechanics Wear. These are made in Pakistan. Where was the original set made? Made in the Philippines. So these are a full leather style glove. And what are they calling this one? Rigger. So again, that's like a fancy version of our cheap Riggers gloves. And we're going to see how we go with these. Obviously the Rigger style glove is a little bit more suitable for extra protection, and those are nice and soft. There are no wrist adjustment on either of those. Now, the wrist adjustment can be quite nice for when you don't want dirt going down the back of your hands, but again, that's a nice soft leather. It's full leather. Obviously we've got some double stitching where it's visible, so that's good. So that should help with how it's going to wear. And I'm quite, again, interested to see how those go. There is a little bit of elastic in the wrists there, so that it's a little bit tighter around the wrist. But again, both of those Mechanics Wear gloves, they don't cinch around the wrist. And so where you're in an environment where you're dropping stuff down there, maybe not quite so ideal. And they're a nice soft leather, which obviously is nice, but they're a little bit baggier than obviously those more kind of tailored fit gardening gloves. So yeah, we'll keep that in mind. And then, as a sucker for punishment, I have bought another pair of the Cyclone gloves, because I like the gloves. It's just the fact that they wear out so quickly, which is a problem. So I'm going to be testing these, giving these a bit more of a long-term test, and we're going to see how these go. And so again, part of the reason I like these Cyclone gloves is because they're quite comfortable. These are probably the ones I've used the most of, but also I've gone through quite a lot of them. And as a personal note, I do like that they are tighter around the wrist, because again, I do have situations where, depending on what I'm doing, I'm getting a bit of dirt down the glove if it's not nice and tight, and so that can be a problem. pretty much full leather in those palms, which is what you want. But I've actually had on some of the other ones, I've had the stitching fail between the fabric and the leather. You're getting a pretty breathable glove there, but it's still got a nice bit of kind of, I don't know if it's really reinforced, but it's got a slightly heavier duty bit of fabric across the knuckles. And the reason that I've bought 3 sets of gloves at the same time is I'm going to try and spread the wear across them, and I'm going to try what I normally do. So obviously I'm quite often, if I'm just digging in fairly good dirt, I'm not wearing my gloves, but sometimes I am using them. I'm using them when I shovel, I'm using them when I pick up rocks, when I pick up buckets full of stuff, whether it's gravel or soil or things like that. And so I'd probably say, to be fair, because I don't want people to feel like I'm kind of presenting this as, I'm just out in the garden picking pots up and moving them around and all my gloves are failing. The gloves are being pretty heavily used, and we're gonna see how these gloves last. And so I've got 3 different sets of gloves, and essentially I want them to last a year, keeping in mind that I've got 3 sets of gloves to interchange within. And this time, and this is really important for all of us as a consumer, I'm keeping my receipts for these so that if they fail really quickly and I'm not very happy, I'm gonna take them back and ask them to replace them. Because obviously one of the big issues is, I think there's an expectation that gloves probably are a consumable. You probably will eventually wear them out, but we want a good amount of use for them, which is kind of justified by that price. And for, say, a $25 to $30 glove, I think you should get a pretty decent amount of wear out of them. Now, obviously there will be a long-term update on these. I'm gonna check out all of my old gloves that are damaged because they're all around the garden, and I keep picking them up and going, oh, I'll put this on to do a job, and they're all full of holes, which is very, very frustrating indeed. We've got our good new gloves. There was one brand that I wanted to buy to add into my little test here, which was the elk gloves. They were in stock at Bunnings. I did buy all these at Bunnings just because I was there, and I thought to myself, you know what? I need some gloves. I've been struggling without them. The elk gloves looked really cool. They were more like a rigger style glove from memory, and they only had them up to size L. They were about a $30 glove. And when I had a look online, you can special order an extra large, but I think they're about 45 bucks, which I wasn't particularly impressed about. Seems like they're, certainly not accommodating those of us with normal extra large size hands. And I imagine if you have even bigger hands than that, it must be a real problem because most gloves don't go much larger. But unfortunately, I couldn't pick one of those up on the day, which I was a little bit disappointed by. But there you go. So we're going to be testing out these Cyclone Landscaper, these Mechanics Wear Rigger, and these Mechanics Wear Fast Fit gloves, and really seeing how they go. And hopefully we will have slightly better results. And to be fair, I do think that a lot of the really heavier work with picking up bigger rocks and things like that, I've done a lot of that. There's a lot less of that to do. So most of these gloves are actually going to be tested a little bit more lightly than what my initial sets have all gone through. So again, it will be quite interesting to see how they fare, and also whether we need to take them back and get them replaced or try and get them replaced under warranty. Obviously, because we're buying them through Bunnings, normally they're pretty decent on repairs or returns, I should say. And I've never had to return gloves before. All right, the reason I should have, is because I didn't have the receipt to go with them. And so hopefully this time we'll actually get a bit of an insight as to how well kind of supported these products are, at least through Bunnings, if we do need to take them back for any failures, which I'm hoping we don't have, but if history is anything to go by, I'm not so sure. The one point I would make, if you are a gardener and you are going out and buying gloves, obviously keep your receipt, buy from someone where you have an option to return them if they fail really, really quickly, because that has been one of my big concerns and one of the big kind of failure points I've had with so many gloves. It probably is worth doing, like taking care of the gloves a little bit, as you would kind of expect as a responsible owner. Obviously, if you're leaving them out on your driveway and you're driving over them every time you go to work or something like that, that's probably not the fairest comparison, but if you're just using them and you're keeping them somewhere dry and fairly safe between uses and keeping them fairly clean, having that receipt on hand and yeah, kind of holding the companies to account to producing a pretty good product is kind of important, because obviously some people might get a little bit upset that we do this and that we kind of demand good results from companies, but the reality is, from a consumer perspective, doing so should help them develop a better product, which helps everyone. And most of these products aren't that cheap, and so we do need to demand the best, and we do need to make sure that the warranty on them, where any is available, which in Australia we have reasonable consumer protections, we do need to kind of make sure that we're using that where it is fair and where that expectation is not being met, because otherwise we're throwing away money, which is not good for anyone.